Um,
Where are we live?
I don't know. Hang on a second. Hopefully, maybe we are. Oh,
I'll just double check.
okay, we're live streaming. That's great.
This is live streaming.
Where are we live streaming to?
Well, good morning, everyone. Big welcome to our Freedom family. We are living to Instagram, our Facebook group, YouTube, and all the things, which is epic. Today is Wednesday. Oh my God, today's Water Wednesday. Exciting, everybody. I finished my 1 liter of 9.5. You guys drop in the comments below if you have as well, because we all know what Kristen acts like if I don't finish it. Yesterday was a pure example in our household of what happens when I don't drink my 1 liter in the morning. It's like I leave things everywhere. I'm scattered. I don't know what I'm doing. I was half ready for the day and I just kept I'd pick up something, go and leave it somewhere else and I'd forget.
And that probably comes down to the hydration of the brain, really, isn't it? Because it's going into the brain, and that's cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that was epic. So make sure you drop in your comments below wherever you're tuning in from. #replay if you're watching the replay. #Water Wednesday, as we do inside our beautiful Freedom Sister Movement Facebook group. So for anyone coming in new or don't know me, I am Kristen Melbourne. I'm co-founders of the Freedom Sister Movement.
I'm Courtney Anderson, also co-founder of the Freedom Sister Movement.
And today we have one of our soul sisters, best friends, mentors as well, Alana G. She is an incredible woman. There's so many things about Alana that I could share. However, babe, maybe just introduce yourself we've had Alana in here many times, but maybe introduce yourself for anyone new inside the Facebook group or coming across our platforms anywhere. That would be amazing, babe.
Awesome. Hey, everyone. How exciting. I love that technology can now really go out and reach to many platforms, which just shows you how resourceful it is to build a digital business in these times, because you've got these access points to really reach as many people as you can. And that's something that I was super passionate about. My name is Alana G. I started going on this journey of wanting to find joy and happiness and health quite young, because I had such a traumatic teenage and young adult life. And I was very different, I felt, in my sphere. I didn't have the same beliefs. I really had the belief that we could live a life in more harmony and love, but I just wasn't seeing that in my world. So I started my spiritual journey, and I also entered into the entrepreneur world and started creating these conscious businesses and doing things of passion and purpose quite young. Then when I fell pregnant with my daughter, I was traveling around the world at the time. I discovered that there was ways to generate income in the online space, and so then I started to go through and work out what that actually meant, how that actually looked. And not too long after, I discovered partnering with a really great company that has all these different values that you totally align to. So those values that I spoke about before: health, family, love, support, encouragement. This world that I really wanted, I found existed in having a community in the digital space and partnering with an incredible company that that just really nourished my body. So then fast forward to now, I've had a wild journey. I've been able to create great success in supporting others, and I've supported lots of conscious entrepreneurs across the globe. And now we have women thriving, building off-grid lands, and living in Thailand, in Bali, and I could it's everywhere. They are everywhere. These thriving individuals that are connecting into the same community as I am. So it's been so much fun. I am passionate about it. We'll do it probably till the day I pass, because it just brings me so much joy. So, and that's what life should be like. And I got a lot of freedom, and I just went down snowboarding for a couple of days and got to hang out with my sister. And these are the things that really light me up, because I get to do them, and they're ticking like so many of my values. So my, one is fun and freedom. And so I'm there snowboarding, but I'm also like snowboarding next to my sister and having quality time with her, which is my family, and also thriving in my body because I've chosen really great things to fuel my body with. So.
Yeah, this is a really powerful story, babe, and I absolutely love that you're sharing this, because this is what we, Courtney and I, emulate when it comes to freedom, and this is what we love to have inside this Facebook group and on our platforms, is just sharing more freedom stories. You came into our life, and it was like this beautiful epitome of what freedom means, and especially I honor you so much when it comes to being a single mum.
Yeah,
I was raised in a single mum household, and she has a traditional business and all the things. I was raised on the water as well. However, just watching you flourish, being able to like get on your dad's boat, being able to take Alia just off anywhere and travel together, and also live wherever and have that freedom of expression for both of you is just incredible. It's freaking amazing. So I love being able to watch that, and it's just, yeah.
When I met you, Alana, I think I ran for the hills because I was like, oh, freedom and abundance, and like this mindset of like, because I was like in this phase of, I felt so contained, and so I guess my mindset was more limited back then. But just like your energy just naturally vibrates, and you give the space and the opportunity for people to step into that, and you have this encouragement and this way of just holding space for people that I don't even think you understand. And you've held the space for us so much, and yeah, just up until this point, have always been so grateful for that, and being able to expand my own mindset, because I know for myself and Kristen, we're just talking about this morning, transformation is everything for us. And so we need to be feeling like we're evolving and growing and transforming more consciously than what maybe a lot of other people do. But if you're watching this or listening to this and you're like, I'm at this point where I feel stuck, I feel like limited, I feel like I'm in scarcity mindset, I want to create more money, I want to have more freedom, but how the fuck do I get it? Then I would encourage you to keep listening into us and to continue watching this journey, and not just watching, then also be a part of this journey. Ask questions, ask, how can I be involved? What does this entail? And be curious, because I feel like for me, that was the opportunity. Like I needed to be curious in order to be able to tap into that type of mindset that you and the community that we have, and start believing that in myself. So yeah, I love that so much.
I honor like your bravery and your courage, because that's kind of what got me as well to where I am, is that I knew that there were things that I didn't know yet, right? And I knew that there were places and spaces that had to exist how, people have spoken about. So freedom, or digital, like building a business online, or love and support, encouragement. Even though I wasn't quite experiencing that yet, I knew it had to exist, like it had to. And one thing that I did really well, and I still do really well, is I just take these courageous steps. And I wasn't always confident, and like people always like, you're so confident. I'm like, oh, it wasn't always this way. Like I was so scared. I was actually in a domestic violence kind of situation for 5 years, where I was trapped in bathrooms and told how crap I was. So I came out of that very, I felt ugly. I felt everyone hated me. I felt all of these things that I struggled with, but I courageously even took steps back then to go, no, that can't, that's your mind, like just get into the circle. Like I used to get scared of circles. Now I host big events. It's quite funny. But I used to get scared. I used to think everyone's going to turn on me. They're going to hate me. And I would just courageously keep showing up and stepping in. And also when I didn't understand the language that people were using, because right now I love using the language of frequency. It's something that makes 100% sense to me. And there are languages that I don't understand. But what I knew, again, in that space is it's like going to France. You're going to be in France for a moment. You're not going to understand the language, but if you stay long enough in the space, you will start to actually get what's going on and understand what's going on. And so when I started going to like the spiritual communities and starting to learn frequencies and starting to learn NLP practices and, even higher level strategies like crypto and all this kind of stuff that didn't feel, even like financial stuff was like really wild for me
Yeah.
to think about. And now, you know, as I just keep putting myself in the space and I pull my shoulders back, I take a deep breath and I just listen and absorb and wait for it to land into my brain. We call it landing. It means it just kind of goes from being out here to being inside, and you get it. And it's like embodied. It becomes a knowing. And yeah, I've constantly take these courageous actions. So, you know, one when I was quite young was just standing and having conversations with people. That was really scary for me. And then at the time it was getting on a plane from Amsterdam to Australia to be in a room with, you know, all these entrepreneurs to learn from these entrepreneurs. And it's getting on lives. Like there's little courageous steps that you have to take. And one of them is, you know, just sitting still and absorbing sometimes, you know, and just not feeling like it's not for you, or you're not a fit, or you don't understand it, and all the things that you want to tell yourself. It's like, no, I'm willing to learn. And I know that if I stay in the space long enough, I will actually become what it is. And so if that's when we go to frequency, if there's a frequency of community or people that you want, that you're like, wow, that's pretty cool, maybe you're intimidated by it. I mean, I sat on a plane with Pete Evans last night and I was a little bit intimidated. That guy, I think, is a legend. He stood for freedom, he stood for health, he stood for wellness. You know, he's probably pretty popular, he's a famous chef. And so, but that frequency of who he is and what he knows is really attractive to me. And so to take a courageous step and just say hello and thank you, I honor you, and then see what comes from that. You know, it's just magical, these moments. So the vibration of what you want, if you want it, you just need to stay near it long enough and it actually will start to be embodied as well. So like even gratitude, I remember I was so dark when I started gratitude. Like some of the writings, like I wanted happiness and I wanted joy, but I was like still so consumed by my trauma that like my messaging and the way that I wrote was like real dense, like dark energy kind of. I've got an email, I should share it with you guys, that I sent to one of my mentors, Christy, right at the start, because I was like, I want to be on stage, you know, I was courageous. But my writing was so like sad. Just this really dense kind of energy. And then I started like gratitude practice, and most people will know me now because I'm just like, oh wow, that's beautiful, you know, like I'm super grateful in every moment because that's been now embodied in my like inside. It used to be out here, this thing, gratitude, and now it's like fully like everywhere, you know, it's just part of my life and I get to see the magic everywhere. So yeah. I
freaking love that. Wow, I just love this. I think it's so incredible to hear you share as well, babe. And look, this is something for everyone watching to consider auditing or checking in with themselves. Like, what is the vibration and frequency? Like Alana's talking about, like Court and I talk into, what is the vibration and frequency you're surrounding yourself with when it comes to your workplace or the career that you are doing, or when it comes to your relationships, like you hanging out with your family or your friends. Like, what is the vibration and frequency being reflected back to you, and how do you feel? Being inside your body and checking in with, is this really what I desire? Is this my heart speaking, or is this some social conditioning, or is this I feel obligated to do all these things? And now you're being really called to step into that freedom of whoever you are and whatever you want to do. And this is why we're all part of a freedom business. We're all doing freedom activities. We're all invoking the freedom soul's desires within us. And that's why we're here. Yeah, go.
I'm just going to segue because we're not, it's not something you can't have. Like it's something that everyday people can enter into, and anyone at any stage. So we have like a portal where you can actually go and discover what it means, right? To have a freedom business, to be aligned with a partnership that's in alignment to you. Like last night, I got off a call actually I was able to help this woman through another friend of mine who goes to work every day. She's a nurse. She's giving her energy. She's getting treated crap and comes home and cries pretty much every night. And that's not but in her soul, she also knew, I am deserving. And I was just like, wow, that's all I knew, I right at the start was, I'm deserving, like I put enough effort into my life for I've done a lot of things that were out of alignment for a lot, just to survive, right? I've cried enough tears, like I've been through enough. I think it's time. I deserve this. And so when we say we're in a freedom business, know that we are doing this alongside new people every day, that it's not like we've developed something that's kind of separate and you've got to go work out how to do that and create your own freedom. No, you come and partner with us. You come and come for the ride. You hold our hands and we go upwards together. And you get to learn all the education. It's like you come into a portal of all this education of what we're talking about. And so one day you may be spending time on work, looking at your money mindset. Another day you may be on a community call and celebrating your week and doing these practices in live time. Another day, you could be learning a logical strategy for freedom. So this is just that we're part of like a portal, like a community. I call it the consciousness funnel. I've always thought of it as a consciousness funnel. If you guys don't know consciousness funnel, it's Dr. David Hawkins, and it's a frequency sphere. And you've got like your fear and your scarcity and your anger and all those kind of vibrations at the lower end of this sphere. And then in the middle, to go towards the top of the sphere, you've got courage, you've got willingness, all of those things, pride, neutrality. And then on the pop out the other side of willingness, you've got love, joy, peace, abundance, all of the things that, we want to live in every day. And so for us to get to that sphere, we've got to go through the top. Now, what I found when I entered this space of like a community of freedom, I was sitting in those lower realms going, well, I just go up and down, and I'd be like, get trapped in like, scarcity, fear, judgment, and then the more I like was willing to just learn and embody the practices that we offer, it was very quickly that I entered into the top sphere. So then I was in the love and the joy and the peace, and and most of my, I'd say 98% of my time is spent there now, which is like I still am human. So there are still fears, and I feel like sometimes fears will pop in, not too often for me, really. There are things like spoken word that freaks me out, so I'll probably go give that a go some stage. I write poetry and I'm so scared of doing spoken word. I'm like, oh, that's something in there, imagine that. So then you start to like look at your fears and go, oh, okay, that's for me. And then scarcity, so coming out of no travel for a couple of years to all of a sudden, like I used to travel, I had no issues with it, would spend my money traveling all the time. And then travel just came back open. But I'm also, my goal is to buy a home for me and my daughter. And so, you start to have these scarcity moments in the decision making, and you've just got to be aware of yourself. It's the same thing when you're investing in yourself and your joy and your passions and your love. It's always going to be good. Trust me. So when I had this thought about going to see my sister in the snow, those things came up. But of course, I decided to go anyway. And whilst in the snow, vibing at such a high frequency, I was having messages in my inbox continuously every day on people that wanted to learn how to be also free, or I was sending out affiliate link, or sales were going through. Like because I put myself, so the small amount of money that I spent to do the thing that I absolutely fucking love and be, and do like the crazy thing, like get past that scarcity and go into willingness of doing what I absolutely love, I was able to create some really cool content. I was able to have all these inboxes in, like it was weird and wonderful. Like it was those moments like, how did that person find me, And even on the snow, because I did one day I didn't have my phone, but the second day I was like, all right, I'll make some money today. I'm snowboarding and I'm on the T-bar and I'm doing a voice note, and I missed the T-bar with my sister, and the guy behind's like, work at home business. I'm like, freedom business, baby. And he's like, woo, like, And so people are vibing off the energy of that I'm creating money while I'm on this team. Are like, it's so funny. And that's the thing. There are actually more people that want and desire freedom when you're in the spaces of doing what you love, you know?
Yes.
So we will teach you how to learn how to develop an income to be able to fuel your passions. And also we're going to invite you to go and live in your passions, because that's what's going to change your experience. So with all the people that I mentor, any of their first sales that come through into our space and they get profit on, I'm like, okay, half you can save for, you know, investing back into your ROI, and half go and spend it on some freaking epic fun, because that's what the point of this whole business is. If you're not spending it on actually going and being free and doing something that makes you feel free, or taking one day off work, or, you know, doing things that embody the whole reason that you're doing the business, and growing an online business and growing a partnership business, however you like to do it. There's multiple ways to create freedom, and we can show you that. That's like, you've just got to lean into the willingness and step past that scarcity sometimes, release it, and, you know, on the other side, there's always this whole other magical universe that you don't know about yet, right?
100%. 100%. Well, let's let everyone know as we wrap it up what's happening for us next week. We're very excited to announce that us three are doing an epic Power Hour masterclass all together, a bit of an online interactive session where we're going to go through everything that Alana was just speaking into. So the date and time, everybody.
Tuesday, 10 a.m. is when we're gonna.
Instead of everyone, it should be Courtney, because we know that she's the most organized.
We just rock up.
So I've got on my Zoom, I've got two projectors here with me, and the judges too. So I've got the visionaries, and then, you know, I've got my part to play too, which is awesome. Love learning around human design. And that's something that we do also offer as well. A part of our mentorship is learning about your personal energetics, learning about your astrology, learning about your human design, learning about all of the different lifestyle choices that you get to make from this as well. So it's not just like, it's a lifestyle business. This is not wholeness. It's a wholeness. You know, we love holistic, like looking at holistic practices. And that's the journey that myself and Kristen and Alana have been on. So 10 a.m. next Tuesday. We'll drop the link below. The event will be put up today, so you have all of the details, but this is just a little sneak peek for you to get you excited and fueled for your passions, like living in your passions. I'm going to do a post about that, Alana. I freaking love that. Live in your passions. Because it's so powerful and so bold, especially coming from like human design side, like generator energy. Like, you must be doing what you love. I repeat, you must be doing what you love. And, you know, 70% of the population are generators, and majority of people hate their jobs. Like, can you think about the type of energy that we're putting out, and the energy that's not being generated efficiently as a community as a whole? And so it's about coming together and like learning more about you, doing what you love. And the world would be a better place. So freaking love it. I'm so excited. I'm so pumped.
My intention for the masterclass for everyone is to be really educated on what it is we've done, and what it is that we're doing. All the pillars. There's 3 actual main pillars that create freedom, and so we'll speak to those 3 pillars. And we'll give you as much juicy detail as possible. And if you have any exact questions that's like on your mind, you can post them below this live wherever you've seen this, or get in our inboxes, or be on the masterclass, and feel free to interact with us on the masterclass. But this is, we will be giving you as much information as we can, so that you can make a clear decision, so that you can take a step forward. And if it's a hard no, you'll go, it's a hard no. But most likely people that see this, if you're watching this, is because you have been led to this. And it's time and time again, the story I'm told, like that's what people say. It is like all the time, I think I was led here. And I'm like, yes, because I remember my soul was like yearning for this, and I'm so grateful that my soul found the collective, you know. And so, and like we said, as a collective, we're all rising together. And the people that have really like set the vision for this, keep growing that vision, and then everyone in the sphere is growing their own vision, and then the vibe is just like, and Then we start having bigger conversations, like more, like before it was, you know, life-changing thousands of dollars. Now we're talking about life-changing multiple thousands of
Yeah.
in like a month, you know. And then we're talking bigger strategies of how we build legacy and create a sustainable foundation of freedom that holds out long beyond like our lives. So that means that our children get to have this generational wealth. So that's the kind of conversations we're having. That's what we want. We have a lot of freedom advocates in the space. We have a lot of high level coaches, and there's so much available to you in the space to hold you, to grow you, from and then having, you know, such close proximity with the Freedom Sisters and the knowledge that they have, and our immediate community that are working together. It's only inevitable that you will grow into who you become, who you need to become to actually receive that. And that's the biggest thing, is, are you ready to become the person that you need to be to receive a life like that? Are you willing to become the person who can actually, you know, live in their joy and is willing to go and just be in their joy and have peace and, you know, not create drama and everything? I know I used to be one of those.
Me too.
You're incredible, babe. Thank you so much for blessing all of us this morning with your incredible energy. I love it. And I've had freedom cacao this morning. That's literally what's in my cup.
Too. I was drinking it with my lips.
Cacao sisters. So I'm literally like, wow. I can totally feel it.
Cacao
yeah, literally. So thank you very much, everyone. You heard it first here. Tuesday, 10 a.m. Queensland time. We're all based here in Queensland, the sunny sunshine. No, Lana's on the Gold Coast, but we're in the Sunshine State. So we'll see you next Tuesday, 10 a.m. Let us know, as Court said, if you have any questions, reach out to our inboxes. Follow Alana on Instagram, Facebook, connect with us more. This is what it's all about. Open books, open heart, open mind. You know, open soul.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. All right. We love you lots, Freedom Fam.